Hey guys, it's JP, and this time we are going to talk about how running downhill or on declines influences your running mechanics. Now, why does this even matter? Well, it may explain things like why you might feel increased irritability in the knees, specifically going downhill, or why a run might feel easy when going down certain declines, while with other declines, it might feel very challenging. Now, let's dive into this a little more. Like I mentioned in a previous video, each step does not have the same amount of force that goes through the body. In fact, even how it's distributed can change with each step. This is because the amount of force and how it is distributed through the body depends on a variety of factors, such as how big of a step you take, what shoes you decide to wear, and where you are running. In this case, we will be going further into the environmental aspect of this and talk more about how going downhill influences your running mechanics. First thing to note is that running downhill influences your foot landing pattern, which is how your foot first interacts with the ground during the running cycle. In this case, you may notice that you will land closer to your heels when compared to how you typically run on level surfaces. This might not necessarily be a bad thing, especially if you have increased irritability with the movement of certain body parts, such as the big toe. This is because the big toe may not have to extend as much when going downhill. However, be aware that this does not happen for free. Instead of getting the movement from the big toe as you run, more mobility may be required from the ankles. Another thing to keep note of is that since you may be landing closer to the heels, this will also change how forces are distributed through the body with each step you take as you run. This may influence forces to be directed more toward the knee region rather than the calf muscle complex. This may be the reason why you may notice increased irritability, specifically when running downhill. The irritability may be occurring because of limited tolerance to loading through the knee, and since running downhill further increases the loading there, discomfort may occur in that region. However, again, this may not necessarily be a bad thing. Since forces are distributed more toward the knee, this may be helpful for those who have increased irritability around the ankle region, particularly the Achilles tendon, as less forces are placed on it. Now, the last thing we will talk about here is the amount of mechanical work involved in running downhill relative to running on level surfaces. This can be an interesting topic, as running downhill can require less or more mechanical work depending on the decline. Running downhill may require less mechanical work than level running until you reach a certain point, commonly at a negative 20% slope. After this point, and as you go into even steeper declines, mechanical work required to run may increase even further compared to running on level surfaces. This is because at this point, you will typically run in a manner to simply keep balance and not fall over. This is also the reason why you may get more fatigued when running down steep hills. And these are a few things to take note of if running downhill. I hope you guys found this useful. I'd love to hear your thoughts, as well as any questions you may have. Next week, I will go over how running mechanics change when running on a treadmill. And as always, thank you for watching.